Alright, hello guys and welcome back to another video, and today we're solving Sudoku again because hopefully I can. Yeah, apologies to all the people who only watch GeoGuessr content. I wanted to solve Sudoku and I wanted to film it, so this is what we're doing. I found this one on Logic Masters Germany. It's called Abduction by the Bard. The rules are normal Sudoku rules apply, which, we need to put all the numbers 1 through 9 in every box and every row and in every column, but we need to deduce those, and they are 1 through 9, and we cannot repeat them. Then we have German Whisper, which is this green line, and numbers on it are differ by 5. So because we have a 6 here, well, the only number that is 5 different from 6 is 1. So we already have a digit, and we will continue deducing after that. And then we have crop key. So crop key is digits on white dots are consecutive digits. So if we deduce that this is a 2, this is either going to be a 1 or 3, and so on. Well, the one thing of German Whisper is, first of all, you cannot put 5 on them, but I don't think it's going to be relevant, at least not immediately. But because we know that this is 6 and this is 1, we can determine the polarity of a German Whisper. So the numbers that you can put on German Whisper are low numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or high digits, which is 6, 7, 8, or 9, because you can't put 5. So this is a 2, 3, or 4. I will be back to this logic in a second. So because this is high, this is low, this is high, this is low, those both high. This is a low digit, this is a high digit. And both of those are high digits, both of those are low digits, high digits, low digits, high digits. I cannot stop doing it like this. So, I learned this coloring was red being hot and blue being cold from cracking the cryptic channel, and I just everything is like that. So those are 7, 8, or 9 because we cannot put 6. So both of those are now also high digits because the lowest we can put on this square is a 6. And 6 is a high digit, and everything else that's consecutive with 7, 8, or 9 is also a high digit. This is also 2, 3, or 4. So 4 cannot go here because, or here, the square is connected to the 2 digits on the German Whisper, and the only digit that's 5 apart from 4 is 9. And if we put 4 here, we're gonna have to put 2 9s here. So that's not allowed by the rules of Sudoku. So 4 doesn't go in any of those squares. And because this digit is either 2 or 3, the highest that we can put in this square is... sorry, there's a bug on my light. This is the problem with recording. There's bugs flying onto the light. Can you please die? No. Why you so wanna leave? Sorry about that. It was distracting me because I watched it crawl. This is a 4. Because if we put 2 or 3 there, one of those squares will not have a value. And the 4 is only consecutive with 3, so this is a 3 and this is a 2. So that's kind of resolved. The digits that are 5 or more away from 3 are 8 and 9. So we have a pair there. This is a 7, 8, or 9. This is 7, 8, or 9. So, I'm desperate, so I will be putting 6, 7, 8, or 9 on this in these squares. The lowest this square can be is a 7, so this is 7, 8, or 9. We have a triple in this row, so we cannot put any more 7, 8, or 9 in any of those squares. I cannot tell that those are, well, actually those might not be low, because there's already 3 low digits. If this one's also low, what is that? So one of those might be a 5. It kind of has to be a 5, I think. Those can be 4s, because both of those, we can have 2 9s in this position, and that would be a 4. And same goes with those 6s, because if those both 6s, both of those might be 1s, and that's still fine, I think. So basically now we have a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple in this column, so we can't really put any high, well, not really, like we can't put any high numbers there, so those are all low numbers in a 5. And same goes for this column. This one cannot be a 6, because that one's a 6, both of those become 1s, and that's not allowed. Okay. Where do I look now? 7. So I think now is a good, might be a good way to look at 5s. Right. So one of those is a 5. Wait, no, 5 can be there. Oh, shoot. Okay, this is harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, sorry, I don't really have much input on that while I'm trying to decide where I can look. So this is also not a 6. This is also not a 6. We have 7, 8, and 9. I can't really pencil mark much else. I really wish I knew at least one complete disposition of the 5, because I really don't. So are those squares, so there's 5, 7, 8, and 9s in those squares, so some of those repeat. So like obviously those two squares, those are all unique, and this one either is this one and this one is one of those two. I'm not sure how that helps to distinguish it. Like one of those has to be a 9, because one of those has to be a 4, because one of those has to be a 5. So I think it's safe to say that this is not a 9. Again, I'm not really sure how that helps. I think it pushes 9 here, because 9 cannot go there. So one of those is a 9. If this is 9, 8, does it break anything? Yes, it does. So we would have to have double 7. So is that correct? I don't think it's correct logic. Now none of these become 9. This becomes 7 and 8. So actually none of these can be 4s. Right now. Yes. Right? Yes, that's how this works. Like this becomes 5, 7, 9. 7, 8, I'm sorry. So that would be 5, 7. That would be a 5 and a 4 probably, because if that's a 7, I don't think this is a very good logic. A very solid logic. Like both of those cannot be high digits. But even then, they theoretically can be 6 and 7, right? Like that would be an 8. Yeah, like that still works. That still works. Interesting. My problem is those are so symmetrical that I can't really decide, like, okay, what if I make this is a 5 and this is a 4, and this is a 9? Like, what is the symmetry break? I guess here? Okay, I guess this is the breaker of the symmetry. So this is what we intended to look at. Because... what am I doing? Okay. This theoretically can be a low digit. This can be a 1, a 3, a 4, or 5. Ooh, no. Okay, so this is a 5. I cannot put 6 in there because I already have a 6, 7, 8, 9 people. I'm sorry if you have been screaming about it into your screen. That's a skill issue. I didn't notice that. So because we have 4 digits, this cannot be a 5 because I cannot put 6 in it. And if this is a 5, well, this is a low digit, so this would have to be a 4, but then this would have to be a 4 too. So this is not a 5. This is a low digit, so this is a 1, 3, or 4. This now cannot be 1, right? Because if it's 1, this would have to be a 2 and it can't be, so that's not a 1. Yeah. So now that's a 2. This can be, I mean, this can't be a 1, right? Because it will go 2, 1, 2. Because you can put a 0. So that's not a 1. 1 can't be in the middle. So this can be 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Or 4. So now this can't be a 4. Because this can't be a 5 and this can't be a 6. Right? So it's 2, 3. I said one thing and I put some other complete nonsense digits. So if that's a 1, that would be, if that's a 1, that would be a 2, and this is impossible, so it's not a 1. That's a 2, that's a 3, and that is a 4. It's a 3, that's a 4, and a 5. And that's a 4, that's a 5, and that's a 6. That's impossible. So, I'm not gonna color this one because it might be a 5, and 5 is not a low digit. So it's gonna stay like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have all 4 low digits in this square. So in this square, oh my god, English, in this column. So now this has to be a 5 because all the low digits that are consecutive with the low digit are now busy. So now that's a 5, that's a 4, that now is 3, and a 2, and a 1, and a 4. Now that's a 1. It would be very convenient if that was a 6. It probably is, but I'm not gonna put it. 4 can only be surrounded by 9s. The only digit consecutive with 9 is an 8. That is now a 7, so that is indeed a 6, as I guessed it was. This is not a 6, this is not, this is like very complicated for no reason. So that's a 7, that's an 8, that's a 7, that's an 8. This is not a 4, which is interesting, and I'm gonna go back to it after I clean up the mess of a pencil mark that I made trying to prove a point. I don't know why I didn't look at this earlier. This is like such a skill issue in Sudokus. This now cannot be a 4 because it's after 8. 9. This now cannot be a 3 because it's after 7. So this is either a 1 or a 3, which is not resolved, strangely enough. But now we have 2 of those, so this can be a 2 and can be a 3. So now this is a 4. So now this is a 9. This is now not 9. And this is now not 9. 2, both of those still work. 6 or 8. Well, this could never be a 6 because it would be surrounded by double 1, so that's an 8. That is not a 4 because it cannot be surrounded by double 9. That's a 7. That is a 6. That column works, strangely enough. So, where do I look now? This is a low digit, so we have all low digits. We only need one low digit in this row. Well, what can this square be? Well, this square cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4 because it's in the same box with them. And it can be 6, 7, 8, or 9. So I'm pretty sure it just makes it a 5. Right? And this, so we need a 1 in this column, which can only go here, which is a low digit. And those are 2 and 3. And it can be a 3 because there's a 3 there, so that's a 2 and that's a 3. Those are also low digit. This is just like good old Sudoku that I honestly forgot exists. This square can be 1, 2, 3, or 4, and can be 7, 7, 9, so that's just a 6. That is what? 7, 8? It's an 8 or 9 because we have a 7 in this box. So that's a high digit. Those are 7, 8, or 9, and this one can only be a 7. So this one's not a 7. We have an 8, 9 pair. Those are 4, 5. Well, I can see a 4 because we already have 4s in all of those rows. So those are 5, 8, 9. This one cannot be a 9. And obviously there has to be a 5 in one of those two. What are those? Let's actually figure this out because it might be easier. This is a 2, 3, and 7. 7 goes in the middle, yes. And those are 2 and 3. And those are 6, 8, 9. Well, both of those cannot be 8. So this makes this an 8, this a 9. So we delete a 9 from there. Having just plain old 5, 8 pair, this is a 6, 9 pair. Those squares are 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is not 2 or 4. This is not 2 or 4. I am so slow at doing regular Sudoku. It's kind of tough. So both of those are low digits. That's a low digit. That is a low digit. Those are high digits. Those are miscellaneous. What are those digits? They are 1, 5, 6. 1, 5, 6. Well, 1 cannot go on the white dot because 2 is busy. So this has to be a 5 because it can be a 6. So that is a 6. That is a 1. I'm not sure what it resolved. Like, obviously the white dot is there for a reason. I don't really see it now. So continuing with just plain good old Sudoku. Those are 1, 5, 6, and 9. This strangely can only be 1, which I didn't even notice. So that's a 3, and that is a 2. Those are now not ones. This one's not 6. This is obviously 1 now. 5, 9, 5, 6, 9. We have a triple in this row. 2, 3, 4, 5. Strangely, can only be a 5. I didn't even see that. I just kind of pencil marking blindly all my options. We have a 3 for pass, so that's a 6, that's a 9, that's a 5. Those are 8 and 9, and it's resolved. So those are high digits, those are low digits. Those 3 squares are 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 6, and 7. That is a 7. That is a 4. That is a 6. It resolved the bottom square. It resolved this square. We have 3 in the corner. With cracking the cryptic loves thinking about. 7. Okay. What are those digits? Those are 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. Well, that can only be a 5, so that's the 4 because they're consecutive on the white dot. That's a 1. Those are 3, 6, and 9. It can only be 9. Those are not resolved. That is resolved. 2 and 4. Let's do those. Well, let's do those 2 digits by the column. So that's a 3, which is resolved, and we need 7, I believe. That's a high digit and a low digit. We need 2 in this box and an 8, which is that's a high digit and a low digit. I'm just coloring because I can. That resolves this, so that's a 5 and an 8. That's a very long solve. That's much longer than I thought it would take me. We need a 1 in this row. Well, we have 1 there, so that's a 1. And we need a 6, which resolves this. Which resolves this. And we need 2, 5, and 7. And we solved it. Honestly, I thought it's gonna be much faster, but I just forgot. Well, I just couldn't realize what the next step is, what to look for. But yeah, I really enjoyed this puzzle. I hope you did too. I don't know if I said it in the beginning, like the link was in the description, but I might do more solves on the channel, but because I enjoy doing Sudokus. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!